Hello and good morning to all of our Birth Beat friends, and welcome to our 10 a.m. morning live where I jump in here and answer any of your questions that you might have around your pregnancy, birth, or newborn and new baby period. It is absolutely one of my favorite times of the week. I do this on a Monday and a Thursday morning. And I love being able to connect with you all and say hello and answer some of your questions. And to all of you who are in Australia at the moment, I hope that you are safe. I saw some of the crazy footage last night of just so much rain, so much water around. So please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. We've got so much to be sharing with you. I just feel like each week there is more and more exciting things happening here at our little Birth Beat headquarters. So I will make sure that I share that all with you. Roscoe and Polly and Theo and I actually just had a really chill weekend. There was a lot of rain, so it was very quiet and very nice. Couple of kids' birthday parties. Anyway, you're not here to listen about that. You're here to find out what questions you want answered. But firstly, thank you for Diana for saying hello and good morning. You know that I love you all to say hello and good morning, and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know that you're safe and that you're not being washed away in any rivers. I hope all your family and friends are safe. It is just crazy, the weather at the moment. Very wet and very rainy here in Tamworth. So say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions that you would like me to answer. And remember, absolutely anything you can ask me. If I'm not able to answer it, I will go to the Brains Trust. I do need to remind you that when you put a question here, or if you make a comment here, it is a public wall, so it is a public page. A couple of times now we've had super excited mamas, and I love how excited you are sharing with me about your pregnancies, but it's early in your pregnancy and you're maybe not feeling ready to share that publicly. So please do know that this is a public wall and people are going to see what you're writing. However, the power of that is that what you're writing, if it's a question that you've been worried about or you're curious about with your pregnancy or with your newborn, it's likely that there's another mum or there's another dad somewhere out there also wanting to know the same thing. Oh my gosh, look at you all coming in thick and fast. I love it. Sam is watching from Harden, New South Wales. My little girl is 12 weeks, Sam. Sam, you're probably hoping it does flood to get rid of all the mice. It's just crazy. If anyone's watching from overseas, they'll be like, what? What's going on in Australia? We've got a combination of a mice plague, and floods coming. So, you know, such is our country. This time last year we were fighting bushfires. This year we are preparing for floods. Casey Lee, morning Edwina. My Ree family are from Brisbane. 2-year-old girl and 5-month-old baby boy. Hope you are well. I am super well, Casey Lee, and I love having you guys say good morning. Hannah, morning from Tamworth. How do I up my milk supply for twins, 5-week-old girls? I feel like it's dropping and they are getting more and more unsettled. So Hannah, it's really common at this stage, again, for the bubs to be having a bit of a growth spurt. So because you have twins as well, it's like that on steroids. So a couple of things for you to know is that the girls will, when they want to increase your milk supply, just feed. And that might go for 24, 48 hours. And I know even if you have one baby, that's hugely exhausting, let alone if you've got 2 beautiful babies. So it will feel like your bottom is a little bit stuck to the couch for 24, 48 hours as it increases your supply again. And about every 6 weeks, this will happen in the early days, even more frequently. So your boobs, when your milk comes in after your baby is first born, get really hard, feel really firm and look really big and perky. And then as your baby gets used to their supply and you're producing enough milk to keep them happy at the weight and age they are, your boobs settle down a little bit. And then bub gets bigger, so bub requires more volume, okay? So bub grows, gets older and bigger, and then needs more volume to satisfy them. So every few weeks, they're just going to have this intense period of cluster feeding that can last 24 or 48 hours, and that's what will increase your supply. So the girls probably are a little more unsettled or seeming more unsettled because they're asking just to be on your chest and on your boobs for 24, 48 hours. And that is actually what's going to help increase your supply as well. Also, lots of skin to skin time with your baby girls. So stripping them down to nappies, taking off your top and bra, or, you know, just you having bare chest and having your baby girls up on your chest. That's also going to increase with your supply. And finally, please make sure, and I know that this can be super hard, particularly for parents of twins or multiples, is that you're getting a bit of rest. You're making sure that you're really well hydrated, that you're eating 3 to 5 serves of protein a day, really looking after you as well, because again, you're creating all the nutrients that these little baby girls need. So Hannah, you are doing an amazing job. And I know that it can be super tough with twins. So go you. If the girls are seeming a little bit unsettled, lots of skin to skin, having them on you, feeding frequently, feeding often. It will settle down again, but make sure you are really well hydrated, you're eating well and getting some protein into you 3 to 5 times a day. And it might just be a few boiled eggs or something like that, some avocado on toast, a chicken stick, whatever you can find that you can be eating quickly. And I know that you're probably having to do a lot of that with one hand. So go mama, you are amazing. Mahala says, hi, I have a newborn, 2 weeks and 5 days, and seems very unsettled during the day. He's changed, fed, loved, but he doesn't want to go to sleep. I've tried swaddling him, but he gets really angry as he is moving a lot at the moment. I've blocked all the light in the room. Any tips? Yes. So can I just say, in that first 12 weeks, so in the first 3 months of your baby's life, so to everybody who's sitting at home with a little newborn on them and just saying, oh, why won't you sleep? Firstly, go easy on yourself and go easy on Bub. Remember, Bub only, 2 weeks and 5 days ago was in utero. And in utero, so in utero, inside of your belly, they were consistently warm. They were consistently rocked and shushed. They were consistently comforted. So they were in that nice little secure position that was nice and tight and warm inside of your belly. And they were consistently fed. Plus, there was a constant sort of background sound. That's the white noise, the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of all your internal organs. So it has been a huge difference and a huge change for Bub to arrive in this big wide world. So it is likely that they're going to have periods of being unsettled. Lots of skin to skin, lots of demand feeding. I know that babies, when they first are swaddled, will often protest, so often have a bit of a cry. But if you can give them a really nice firm cuddle, keep them nice and swaddled and keep them close to your chest, they will settle into a sleep. They want to sleep, but an overtired newborn is really hard to get to sleep. So really being conscious, if you haven't already, you can come and join our Birth Beat sleep program, where I give you the appropriate awake times and guidelines so that you can kind of have a bit of an expectation of how long Bub should be awake for. At 2 weeks and 5 days, I wouldn't expect that Bub is awake for longer than sort of 40-45 minute periods. So they'll be waking up, having a feed, having a little bit of a nappy change, a goo and a gar and a smile with mum or dad, and then it's actually going to be time for them to be going back to sleep again. So really just concentrating on his awake times. I think you said it was a he, yes. And you are doing a beautiful job really at this stage, just feeding, loving, knowing their tide signs, knowing a few settling techniques. And again, we can teach you those settling techniques, but it's how to really well swaddle your baby. And even a bit of side soothing, so putting Bub on your lap or up on your chest and patting them nice and firmly on their bottom and soothing them to sleep. That is really, really beneficial at this age. But I know it's tough, but please also just remember that it is a learned skill for your baby as well as you. So do as much as you can to be making sure that you get some rest when Bub gets some rest, and sleep will be coming. Hello, Sammy. Diana said, morning, Edwina. Thanks to your sleep program, my 7-month-old has stopped waking up from 5 to 6 times a night to 3 to 4 times. Yay! But we have been to the nurse and she's still concerned. I thought it was great progress for us, but what do you think? Look, Diana, progress is progress. And this is what I'm always saying in the sleep program, celebrate the small wins. Do you know what I mean? From 5 to 6 times is great that you've dropped down to 3 to 4. Possibly at 7 months, if, and again, it's only a problem if it's a problem for you. I feel like like if the nurse thinks it's a problem, do you know what I mean? That's kind of not the issue. It's if you think it's a problem. If you are happy feeding and nursing 3 times a night, then that's absolutely fine. If you want to be looking at dropping another feed or 2, then that's also okay. Things just to look at are what works for you and for your family. Is Bub over 6.5 kilos? Is Bub thriving? These are the things that we have to factor in. But that's a great win. And I think you should just really give yourself and your Bub a real pat on the back and enjoy that. Then when you're feeling ready, if we want to start looking at dropping those feeds down on those wakes to 1 to 2 a night, we can totally do that as well. So go you, mama. Alexandra said, morning from Tamworth, first time mum, very excited, very nervous. Alexandra, that's why you're here. We are all about removing the fear and making sure that you can be excited and can be empowered and can really have the positive birth experience you deserve. I am really honest in saying I'm not going to tell you how or what your birth is going to look like, because anyone who says that they know what your birth is going to be like is not actually telling you the truth. Okay? There are so many unexpected things. But what I can guarantee is that with our program, you will know what to expect. You will know how and why that's happening. So I've got friends texting me. I've got to remember to turn that off. You will understand what's happening to your body, what you can do, and what you have the power to do to make it a more comfortable, more sort of enjoyable experience for you and your partner. So that is why we're here. Please do not feel nervous. Anne just said, hi Edwina, my Bub is now 6 months old yesterday. Oh my gosh, I love watching all your babies grow up. You'll have to send me in some photos. Crystal, hello, first time mum in Melbourne. Bub is 4 months old. Oh, there's such a beautiful, beautiful ages. I love it, guys. Danielle said, hi Edwina, I'm a first time mum. I'm 39 plus 3, feeling very emotionally and physically drained. Been getting very painful contractions, pain in back and pelvis on and off in waves since Saturday. Oh, that's so tough, Danielle. Since Saturday early morning, they go from a nice close pattern ready to go to hospital to irregular to die off completely, and then just bad cramping in my back and pelvis. How long will this last? Oh, Danielle, look, and again, if I had a crystal ball and I could guarantee you that answer, I promise I would tell you that answer. However, this is why in our program and in our online childbirth course, we teach women that the different stages of labor. So you are in that really awkward, and I might put up the stages of labor poster again on our Instagram and Facebook pages, just so that you can see, Danielle, where you are. You are in what we call early first stage. So there's 3 sections of labor, first, second, and third. In the first section of labor, we have what we call early or latent, and then we have established, and then we have transition. So you in the first part of the early stage of labor, which is the first. The second is the pushing, and the third is actually the birth of the placenta. So unfortunately, until you get into established labor, this can take days. I've even seen it take weeks. So what we need to do is focus on A, getting you comfortable, B, letting you get some rest so that when it does come to the time that you're in established labor, you're not feeling truly exhausted. This is what I see with a lot of first-time mums. As you say, you are totally emotionally and physically drained. So what I want you to do is take a couple of paracetamol. I want you to get a heat pack, ideally one of those wheat heat packs, heat that up, give it a nice cuddle, have some heat packs over the lower back as well, be taking some nice long warm showers, be doing some soft exercises where you're on all fours and rocking your hips, and as much as possible, try and keep yourself distracted and get some rest so that when the contractions do become more intense and more regular and you go into established labor, you're not going to be completely exhausted. That's my big concern for you. In terms of how long it will take to answer your question specifically, I can't say that, but it can take days. So your focus needs to be, Danielle, getting some rest. So to all the first time mums out there, please remember that. Somebody said, thank you, my pleasure. Carol, hi Edwina, first time mum in Adelaide, 8-week-old, won't sleep when put down, only has a good sleep, contact napping. Is this normal? Carol, it is normal, particularly for an 8-week-old baby. However, there is lots that we can be doing to start to put in place. And I say it about, sorry, itchy nose. I say it about 12 weeks is a time that you can start really helping bub to learn to go to sleep themselves. It's called self-soothing or self-settling. Again, it's only if it's something that you're looking or wanting to do. I find a lot of women that I work with, it's just that they actually just want to have a meal with their partner or be able to have a warm shower or be able to put their bub down confidently knowing that they're going to be able to go to sleep and stay asleep in their bassinet or cot. So yes, at 8 weeks old, remember it's still what I refer to as the 4th trimester, but there's lots we can be doing to help you, to help bub get to sleep on their own, particularly in the next few weeks. So Carol, just come and have a look at birthbeat.com. I would recommend that you sign up for the 0 to 12 week program, and that will be hugely helpful for you. So it is normal, but there's lots that we can do to help you to have an independent little sleeper. Danielle's just said, thank you. Gosh, you guys are legends. I had a few questions that were sent through privately as well, who I assume there's probably some early pregnancy announcements amongst these. So people are wanting to text them through privately. Carol, that is my absolute pleasure. This one is, when pregnant and breastfeeding, do you still get colostrum before and after birth? Yes, you do. That is the incredible thing. So it's called tandem feeding. If you continue to breastfeed your current baby and then you're pregnant and your new baby is born and you continue to feed both. It really does go back to the requirements of the newborn. So you'll still get that colostrum, you'll still get that intensely rich and full fat and all the right amino acids and vitamins that your newborn needs, and your older baby actually just gets that little bonus. Please, when you are expressing colostrum though, make sure that you speak to your midwife or your obstetrician. Wait till about 37 weeks, and there are certain reasons why you wouldn't be expressing colostrum. But that is super exciting to hear, and I know that you did our online birth program last year, so very excited to hear that you're likely pregnant again. Someone else has written, I'm really anxious about something going wrong. Should I mention to doctor, or am I being silly? And I am so glad that that question has been put in there. And we talked a little bit last week about a mum who shared that she's feeling very anxious about leaving her baby for the first time. She's a first-time mum, preparing to go back to work, organising for bub to go to daycare, and is feeling really anxious that something might happen to the baby when she's not with her baby. Now, this is a very common or regular feeling, particularly for first-time parents. But by me saying that doesn't mean that it's not super important that you talk about it and you address it. Because if you are feeling anxious and if you are feeling like something might go wrong, particularly thinking, is it likely that what I'm worried about will happen, or is it unlikely? You know, really starting to explore that. There is no right or wrong in this space. But the best thing you can do is talk about it. So talk about it to family and friends, express to your partner how you're feeling, and by all means, if you are feeling anxious or worried about something, please do make sure that you speak to a GP. It is super important that we don't just bottle up these feelings and think like, oh, I'm just being silly, or, you know, dismiss it. If we address it and we talk about it, it's then much less of an issue. So thank you so much for asking that question. I think a lot of first-time mums, particularly in pregnancy, feel anxious about the actual birth. And then when we have our newborns, we're also feeling anxious about what if something goes wrong or what if something happens to them, which actually is a great segue and reminds me that on the My Mother's Group page on Instagram today, they've asked that I do a little demo on what to do if your baby chokes. I know that we did one a few weeks ago, actually it's probably a couple of months ago now, here on BirthBeat. I'm wondering, would you all like another one? I know a few of you missed it. Would you like another masterclass on what to do if your baby chokes? This one is super important if you are looking to introduce solids, or if Bub is getting a little bit more mobile and starting to get around the house and be able to put things back in their mouth. Let me know. I might put a little poll on Facebook or Instagram about just what content you would like me to continue to be offering. I missed a couple of questions coming in there. Sorry. Hey, Brianna. Hi, Dwena. My bub is 6 months old and started solids a week ago. Is it possible to feed too much solids? Bub will have a bottle, then solids, and seems like she would eat until she popped. We've been giving her about 4 tablespoons. Look, Brianna, babies are pretty good at controlling that themselves. You can't really overfeed them. They will stop. She's clearly just got a very healthy appetite. So I wouldn't stress too much. If you are thinking that it is absolutely too much, just, like 4 tablespoons, great. Maybe just leave it at 4 tablespoons, see how Bub's going. But Brianna, honestly, that is such a positive thing, because I also help and have a lot of parents share with me that their children just won't eat and are not interested in solids. So just celebrate that fact, enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that you've got a baby that's got a really healthy appetite. Again, the recommendation is about 2 to 4 tablespoons, so I would not be too concerned. Polly, my little girl, she had a huge appetite. She was also a very chubby little baby, but now as a 9-year-old, she's perfectly healthy, perfectly all of the normal size and range. But I remember as a first time mum, I was like, oh my gosh, does she eat too much? Is her bottom too big? As in she was such a chunky little monkey, which actually I think was why she was quite slow to crawl and walk, just because she was such a little pudding. But, it all works out. And I think having a good, healthy appetite is a great thing. All right, we're getting lots of yes, please for the choking, and that's probably going to be well timed for you, Brianna, as well. I will look at that and talk to the team and see where we can schedule the choking masterclass again for you all. My gosh, time runs on here. This mama has also said, I have a 2-week-old trying to get her into a little routine, but she just cluster feeds. Look, and again, this is probably just my personal opinion. In those early couple of weeks, it's really hard to be establishing any sort of routine or rhythm. I would go easy on you and go easy on your bub and just recover from the birth, really focus on the feeding, and cluster feeding is perfectly normal, particularly for that age of baby, because they're learning to feed, they're learning to sleep. So just having lots of skin to skin time, really focusing on swaddling her really well and rocking or shushing her to sleep, that's absolutely fine. The first 12 weeks of life, you are not going to form any negative habits, bad sleep associations, any of those things. And I think so many people worry about it and think that we should be getting straight into rhythms or routines. It's very challenging when Bub is that young. So I might say, giving you a leave pass, go easy on yourself for a few more weeks. I say sort of 6 weeks is about the magic time that you will start to see that Bub's feeding is really well established. You've recovered from the birth, or starting to feel like you've recovered from the birth, and you'll start to get to know your little baby girl's own little rhythms and the own little way that they'll be calling out and recognizing tide signs, recognizing hunger signs. But give yourself another 4 weeks. I definitely think that it's early days still for you. If you want some more support just around things that you can be doing, come and have a look at the 0 to 12 week program in our sleep program. We've got a few things there that you can get started on. Salsabil says, hi, Dwena, baby is 5 months old. She loves food but hates formula. How to introduce more formula? Look, maybe as well, looking for you, are you giving it in a bottle or in a sippy cup? If she's a great little eater and sounds quite independent, then maybe trying it in a sippy cup might be something that helps as well. Casey said, my wee fella at 5 months old is pulling himself into sitting position and starting to crawl, and he spots stuff on the floor and it's straight in his mouth. All right, Casey, yes, you need the choking demo, absolutely. particularly when they've got older brothers and sisters. Often there's lots of things lying around the house that are great little choking hazards. So I will set a date for that. Okay, team. Oh, and the other thing was for all the first time mums, I keep forgetting to let you all know this. I know that sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know if the childbirth program will be the right fit for me. We've got the $7 trial, absolutely no obligation. So for $7, you get access to the course for a week where you can come in, have a look around, see what's included, see what we do in our Q&As, see everything that you need to know about to know if it's the right fit for you. So please, and I'll put a little comment, I'll put a little link here, please know and share it with friends and family who are expecting that we've got our $7 trial, because again, I think that for me, I would, want to, it's like your little try before you buy option. All right. Yes. Okay. We'll try the sippy cup. Thank you. Yes. Sometimes it's just if they're very independent, they might not love the bottle. They might prefer now to be trying a sippy cup. All right, team, that's been an awesome half an hour. I always love jumping on here. It always goes so quickly. And I will be talking to you all soon. If you want to try the $7 trial, again, just come to the website, birthbeat.com. If you want to look at any of our sleep programs or just discover a little bit more information about those, all at birthbeat.com. Talk to you soon. Bye.